To start making your cupcake base, you need to gather these materials, and you can use any brand of mold maker, but I'm just going to use the Sculpey brand. Here I'm filling in a gap inside of the toothpaste cap with some scrap clay because I don't want the holes to show up inside of my mold. And just even out the top so it looks all nice and clean. Then you want to press in the toothpaste cap into some scrap clay that I rounded into a ball. This is how we're going to make the temporary mold so that your finished mold is perfect. Squeeze all around the toothpaste cap to make sure it gets in every single groove. Next, you're going to want to carefully take out the toothpaste cap. You may have to get some pliers to help you, but just make sure that it keeps its shape. Now you want to bake it, and I'm using one I already pre-made. The one on the left I used a mold maker, and one on the right I just used scrap clay, but both work well. So now using some cornstarch, you want to dust the temporary mold you just made from scrap clay so that your clay isn't going to get stuck into it. Now you want to take even more scrap clay and roll it to a ball and then round it out a little bit. And then you want to push it in really tightly, make sure it gets into every gap, and just keep pressing so it feels like there's no bubbles. Then you want to just take it out. Like I like to roll the ends up so there's something to grip on. Then you pull it out and just flatten the base a little bit. Now we're going to put it in the freezer for a little bit so when we cut it, it doesn't lose its shape at all. Now I'm just taking an indent tool to kind of remark where things are. This may not be needed, but I just like the lines to be extra defined, so I'd taken a tool for that. And shaving off some of the bad parts on the bottom where it got a little bumpy. Flattening a little more. And now I'm going to shave the top off so we have a flat base. After your cupcake base is all looking perfect to you and you've made a little bit more indents after cutting off the top, then you're going to want to bake it at whatever whatever temperature your package of clay says, because each one is different. You don't want to overbake it. Now that it's out of the oven, we're going to take some mold maker. Like again, I'm using Sculpey, and here I'm just working it in my hands so it's softer. Now you're going to want to roll it into a ball so that it's a perfect height for you to press your newly made cupcake into the mold. But first, you want to thoroughly dust it with some cornstarch or even baby powder. But just make sure that you get all over it, because it's really bad when it sticks. You have to start all over. Now you're going to want to just press your cupcake made from scrap clay into the mold maker. And you're going to have to move the edges up a little bit to make sure it gets all of it in it. And then just press the edges against it again so you get all the grooves. I like to roll in my hands or on the countertop. And then you're just going to want to take the cupcake out of it. Again, it may require a little work. And here I'm just cutting off the edges because sometimes with Sculpey, when you bake it, it can get not so flexible. So I like to make it thinner, and I found that works better. But you definitely don't have to if you find it works fine otherwise without doing this cutting. Like I said, I like to because I feel it works better with the Sculpey brand. And there you have it, your brand new perfect cupcake base mold. And this is gonna work so well. Like, I use it all the time and I get really good results. So as always, thanks for watching.